Welcome back to Dateline on ID. Here again is Josh Mankiewicz with the Dream House Mystery.
In an upscale, leafy suburb of Victoria, British Columbia, police believed Lindsay Buziak had been murdered while showing a mysterious couple this lavish home. But in the first days and weeks after her death, police focused not just on finding that couple, but on the emerging idea that this may have been a murder for hire. Police and her family began taking a hard look at Lindsay herself and her personal relationships.
There were two theories when I arrived in Victoria instantly.
Lindsay's father, Jeff.
What are the two theories?
The two theories is boyfriend or ex-boyfriend.
Either Jason or Matt.
Or Matt. And Josh, I don't care who it is that killed Lindsay. I want to know who. I want them punished.
And in fact, just minutes after Jason Zalo discovered Lindsay's body on that Saturday evening in February 2008, Saanich police had a suspect, Jason Zalo himself, found hunched over Lindsay, covered in her blood. Zalo was handcuffed, taken to the police station, questioned for hours, and asked to give DNA samples before being released. Days later, police called Jason back to the house.
I just was yelling, I'm like, Lindsay, Lindsay, Lindsay.
To reenact his movements the night of the murder, shown in this never-before-released police video. The walls of the house still covered with fingerprint powder left by investigators.
Okay, you okay?
Okay. Brought back all the memories again and feelings.
What feelings?
How you lose somebody so fast. You know, one day you're living with somebody, and the next day she's gone.
But what possible reason might Jason Zalo have to want Lindsay Buziak dead? He says their relationship was a happy one. But it turns out there's another side to that story. In the last months of her life, Lindsay was telling family and friends that she was thinking of breaking up with Jason as soon as several real estate deals closed. Just 6 weeks before the murder, in December 2007, Lindsay had flown to Calgary, Alberta, to tell her father that her relationship with Jason wasn't working.
She just said, Daddy, I made a mistake. I feel horrible about it. But she said, I can't do it anymore.
Had she told Jason this?
Not that I'm aware of.
The story is confirmed by several of Lindsay's friends. But shortly after she made those statements, Lindsay went on an after-Christmas ski trip with Jason and his family. Friends say Lindsay then softened, reconsidered, and in their words, was trying to make it work with Jason.
You know there are people out there who say that she was getting ready to pull the plug and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Any truth to that, as far as you know?
There's none, no. There's no truth to that.
But what about Jason's actions after Lindsay's murder? Those who saw him claim he was oddly unemotional, unlike virtually everyone else.
Running up the stairs. Do you remember grabbing the banister at all, or?
I was crying. I couldn't keep myself together, and I didn't see any tears.
I've never seen a tear drop out of his eye. I've never seen a sniffle from his nose. What the hell's with that?
Your behavior after the murder has been described by some people as emotionless. You know, everybody else was shocked. You were fine.
I wasn't fine. People show their emotions in different ways.
You've never spoken publicly about the death of your girlfriend.
No.
What do you want people to know?
I want people to know that I love Lindsay. I think about her every day. I want this case solved as fast as possible. I had nothing to do with it.
And Jason had a compelling witness on his side, his friend who was with him and who helped him get inside. Footprints and fingerprints matched their account of what they did at the house. Lindsay Buziak had been dead for more than 2 years when Saanich police granted unprecedented access to Dateline's Unsolved Case Squad, sharing information from the files of an open case with our experts. NBC News consultant Dwayne Stanton, retired homicide detective from Washington, D.C., investigated Chandra Levy's murder. Yolanda McClary, crime scene investigator in Las Vegas, and a model for the character on the hit series CSI. Alan Jackson, prosecutor in Los Angeles, put legendary record producer Phil Spector behind bars for murder. Jason Zalo was a suspect for a long time in this case.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't Jason.
You don't think it was Jason?
No. And look, let's not forget, what's rule number 1 of committing a homicide? You don't bring a witness to a homicide. He had somebody with him. The perfect alibi is not that you drive right to the house where the murder took place that you hired or had anything to do with. You don't do that. The dumbest criminals don't do that.
And a full year after Lindsay's murder, Saanich police did in fact publicly announce that they had cleared Jason Zalo. So then, who and why? Our team agreed Lindsay was specifically targeted in a scheme that was well thought out. There's a significant degree of planning in this murder.
Absolutely.
Oh, totally.
But it was artfully designed. Work went into this. Someone sat around a table like we're doing right now and came up with that plan.
And that planning paid off, perhaps, even down to this dress, worn by the mystery woman. The dress which made such an impression on the eyewitnesses.
The dress is very unique. And I kind of think it was designed to say, something to teach in investigative school. Do something out of the norm to draw attention from yourself. Look at this as opposed to see what I look like.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. And it might have worked because everybody seems to have this great description of the skirt. But the only thing they remember about the girl is that she has blonde hair about up to her shoulders.
That's it.
Our team also explored the theory that the killers may have been hired professionals with specific instructions to express the anger that someone else felt towards Lindsay.
I think someone got paid to go commit that murder.
And they were told, make her suffer, make it brutal?
I believe that.
I just don't see it that way. I think that what happened inside that house was equal parts opportunity and equal parts panic. She was stabbed so many times, over and over and over, repeatedly, multiple stab wounds that were completely 100% unnecessary. But I don't see that as sending a message. I don't see that as being personal.
Saanich police continued to investigate whether the motive was personal. And they were not yet done focusing on people whom Lindsay Buziak would have described as her friends.
Coming up, the other man who'd been part of Lindsay's life.
That was her big from Sex and the City.
Could he have had something to do with her death?
There are people who think that you are involved.
When the Dream House mystery continues.